YouTube. BigH Trucking. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers. We're getting a little bit of a constant flow, so I appreciate all the new subscribers. Sitting here, it's pretty much dark out. Well, let's just say it's past dusk. I'm sitting at a Petro in York, Nebraska. I was supposed to pick up a load today, and guess what happened? I get to the shipper. I go up to the guard shack, and he goes, I got good news and I got bad news, which I knew right away what it was. I go, well, give me the good news. Because usually I always ask for the opposite, give me the bad news and the good news. He goes, the good news is that you have plenty of room to turn around. And the bad news is that there's nobody here working, so there's no loads coming out of here. I said there's no trailers, no prime trailers here with meat in it that's going up to Massachusetts. Nope. They won't be in until the morning. Oh, I kind of had a funny feeling today that was what's going to happen, but this company is really nationwide. I figured out, maybe they have a skeleton crew and they have somebody on. Maybe it's a double time day for some folks and they want to come in and make some extra money. I don't know. But I certainly didn't think that the place was going to be shut down. But it was. Am I upset? Disappointed because I drove 200 miles, but I have to do the 200 miles whether or not they were open or closed. I have to get there. Now let's talk about finger pointing. I put a lot of thought behind this. Who am I going to get? Who's to blame? It ain't the fleet manager's fault. It's not the weekend fleet manager's fault. It's not weekend sales' fault. I'm sure these loads that they book are booked days in advance. It has to be. Because they got to coordinate between the shipper and the receiver. Is it inconvenience? Yes, it's inconvenience. Is there a possibility that they may cancel the load altogether because the receiver needs that particular item that day? There's that possibility, but I'm thinking not. Meat is meat. People consume meat. Weekend's coming up. Okay, it was a barbecue. Today was a National Barbecue Day. And thank you for all the veterans who served. Thank you for your life, sacrificing your life for freedom of this country. Appreciate that. I'm trying to do my part for America by keeping people fed. We don't get much accolades for what we do as truckers. And thank you for all the truckers who are sitting in this parking lot and other parking lots across the country, waiting to get unloaded and waiting to get picked up so we can keep our citizens fed and clothed. But again, who am I going to get pissed off at? I don't like to, if you guys watch my video, I'm not really a fan of sitting at truck stops. I just like to go to truck stops. I'm going to have to do my 10-hour reset, get some food, get water, prep for the next day, so this way I don't have to stop at all on my drive shift. I plan out where I'm going to go. In my drive shift, I usually do between 8.5 and 9 hours in my drive shift. I can get 500 miles down the road. I always do. Very rarely do I get snagged up. I typically like to run the nights because there's no traffic or very little traffic. I fly through construction zones at the speed that's posted. And if you guys are having trouble getting 400 miles or so in a drive shift, then you've got to check yourself and figure out why that's happening. Is it because you're going to a truck stop 2-3 times in a drive shift? And believe it or not, it takes what seems like nothing, but it takes time to get off the exit, stop at a stop sign or a light, make that right or left. You're behind 2 or 3 different trucks or cars, whatever. You're not catching that light. Now you gotta wait for the next cycle of green to come. That's a few more minutes. Pulling down the road, waiting to make that left, waiting for traffic to clear. That's a few more minutes. And that's, 15, 20 minutes just to get into a truck stop off the highway. Then you gotta go in, use the bathroom. Then you're like, well, you know what, while I'm here, I might as well get some more food or some water or whatever. That's another few minutes. Now you're waiting in line behind people. If you get where I'm going with this, when you break it down, you start analyzing it, you're losing, and if you do that 2-3 times in a drive shift, you're losing probably up to, if not over an hour of your drive time. Because the 14, once you start that clock, the 14 doesn't stop. And if you keep stopping like that and you're taking your time, at some point the 14 is going to catch up to your 11 and start passing it by. And it all adds up at the end of the week. My trainer told me every second counts. Every minute counts. Unfortunately, we have a clock that we need to adhere to. The government knows when I'm tired. The government knows that I should shut down after 10 hours. Unfortunately, that's not true, but I have to abide by the rules. So for me to make money in this business, I have to make sure that when I turn my clock on, when I start my pre-trip in the morning, usually that's when I go on duty, I do my pre-trip, and I get out of here. I have to make sure that I have to get to where I want to go. By the end of the day, I need to be there. But getting back to today, this is the first time in the 2 years I've been out here that I went to a shipper and there was no load. I was taken out of there. Am I mad? No. Not in the least bit am I mad. Disappointed, yes, but not mad because there's nothing I can do about it. For me to start writing things to my weekend fleet manager who's not in the loop, he's just making sure that all his drivers that he's watching today are okay, I guess, and answer any questions they may have. But who do I get mad at? Sales? Is it sales' fault for scheduling a load on a Monday? And no, it could be, it could be the shipper's fault. I know when I was in sales, and you forget when there's holidays. Memorial Day's a holiday, it's a national holiday, it's a federal holiday, I get it. But I saw state workers cutting grass today in Nebraska. I guess they thought they were going to be working, and so they scheduled the load, but the load's not there. And again, who's to blame here? Nobody. Shit happens. Guys, this is trucking. This is life. No matter what industry you're in, things are not going to always go the way you think they're going to go. And you got to have a good attitude about it, because if you start acting a fool and immature, you just ruin your reputation. Because any little snafu that comes up, here comes Henry again. He's going to cry about something, and people don't want to work with you. The moral of the story is this. Stuff is going to happen. Just roll with the punches. Let it go. Go and enjoy your time to yourself. Catch up on your rest. Clean your truck out. I don't know. I did a whole bunch of vacuuming. I organized. I dusted. I went and got, some food. I stocked up on waters. I'm ready to go tomorrow. I've been running hard. And there's days that you're going to run hard and you're only going to get a few hours of sleep, because I'm not the best sleeper especially under a load, because I'm always thinking about getting up and I got to run. So now that there's no pressure on me, my trailer's empty, I can get some more sleep. So it's going to happen, folks, to you. Whether it happens to you the first month you're in trucking, or whether you're in your 8th, 10th year, at some point you're going to encounter a situation where it doesn't go the way you want it to go. Like I'm doing, shrug my shoulders and move on. It's okay. I'm fine with it. Now, I just hope they don't take all day tomorrow to figure out when I should come back and pick up that load. Or maybe completely take me off the load and give me something else. I don't want to wait, but I've got to wait for sales to come in the morning, and I understand that. I've got to wait for them to contact these people at the shipper and reschedule and figure out what's going on. And again, like I said, it may be totally like it's all screwed up and they can't resolve it in a day, and my fleet manager's not going to want me to sit another full day waiting for the next day so they can reschedule and get the 90 back, get the receiver back on board. And he's not going to want it. He's going to pull me off the load. I have full faith and confidence in my fleet manager. Like I said, it was a trial in the beginning. It was some tests and some trials and tribulations, and I never made any negative comments. The first time the other day, I wrote an email because I was at prom, leaving Pittston Yard. I washed out the trailer. There was a whole bunch of sesame seeds on the floor of the trailer. I get it washed out. I open up the doors to the shipper, and there's sesame seeds, wood pallet chips, and plastic all over the place. And so I simply wrote him at Qualcomm. I said, listen, I just got to wash out at Pittston, and I guess the guy was holding up the water gun in the air because he never touched the floor. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I had to clean it out again. That should never have happened. I let him know that. Maybe what comes out of it, I don't know. I'm thinking about why I even did that, because nothing you can do. I was angry. There's nothing like waiting in line at the terminal to get washed out, and now you're thinking it's all clean, and you get there, surprise, it's worse as it was when I picked it up. So try to limit that kind of stuff. I'm angry at the prime drivers who come into the terminal, they don't put any fuel into the reefer, and they don't clean it out. And then in turn, I've got to go. I don't care about the fuel. I do care about the fuel, but it's the least of my worries. I hate when I open those rear doors and it's just wasted. And you know what, prime drivers, you're lazy. You are a bunch of lazy human beings who has no thought, no compassion for the next person that's got to pick up a trailer and bring it to a shipper. You inconvenience people by doing that, because now we've got to take the recipients of that trailer, just to maybe put this in your brain cap. The recipients of the trailer have now got to sit and wait to get it washed out at the terminal. It should not be. It should be you pull in with an empty to the terminal, get it filled up with the reefer fuel, spend the extra $10, $15, whatever it is to put fuel in that trailer, then get your truck online and get it washed out. Because I certainly do that. That really boils my blood. But do I do it? Do I complain to my fleet manager each and every time I get an empty trailer? No, because it's not his problem. What can my fleet manager do about trailers that are dirty? Prime management as a whole, and maybe it's something the drivers advisory board should bring up, is if you're bringing it empty to a terminal, you're dropping that empty. Mandatory, if the trailer is less than 3/4 of a tank of fuel, mandatory, put the nozzle in the tank and get it to full. And if the trailer doesn't go through and get cleaned, they're going to charge you, like you went to Blue Beacon, $40, $43, whatever it might be, for a clean out. And you watch, when they start dinging people money, that's when things will change. But until that happens, drivers in Prime, I'm talking about Prime, I'm not talking about any other company, drivers in Prime are going to continuously come with empties and just bring it to the back, dump the trailer, and let somebody else do it. You know, it's like this country. We keep on kicking the debt down the road. Let's worry about it next year. Let the next person worry about it. This way I can just detach from the trailer and go do what I got to do. Go home or whatever you do. It's not fair, folks. That again boils my blood. But anyway, I'm getting off tangent. I'm getting off topic here. There's only so many things your fleet manager can do for you. His job is disseminate loads to his drivers in the areas in which his drivers are located. He can't fix trailers that are broken. He can't fix trailers that are dirty. He can't fix that there's nobody there today at the shipper. Sales gives him, what I've been told, sales gives him the loads. Then he takes those loads that he has in his queues and says, okay, there's a person here, that load can go there, that load can go there, that load can go there. And then when you turn the load down, he or she has got to now scramble and find somebody else to get that load because you turned it down. That's why I don't like turning the loads down. I've only turned down maybe a handful in the time I've been out here. It's because, you know what, now I just put a wrench in a cog in the machine. I don't want to do that. I'm not there to make his life more difficult. I'm there to earn money and to be a team player. And yes, sometimes it sucks, but you know what? Man up, pull up your pants, and do what you got to do to get your job done. You work for a company. Unless you have your own business, shit is going to go wrong sometimes. Because there's more stuff that goes right for me than it goes wrong. And again, just be professional. You're still, even though we're wearing shorts and a t-shirt and a hat, doesn't mean not to be professional. Professionalism comes out when the chips go against you. How are you going to react? And again, back to that email that I sent, the message I sent my fleet manager. I kind of look back on it because I was pissed off that the trailer was in the shape that it was. I kind of feel bad that I sent that. What can he do? What can he do about that message? Contact the manager of the washout bay and say, your guy failed, your guy did not clean out the trailer? I don't know. But someone should be held responsible for that. That was unacceptable. So now what I've got to do in the lesson learned, like I do at the Blue Beacon, because I've had this happen to me at the Blue Beacon, where I open up the doors at the shipper and there's still chips of pallets still over the floor. So now before I jump in the truck at the Blue Beacon, before I leave and jump in the truck and bank on the fact that they did a good job, I go back there before they close the doors and look. And then, see that, why is that wood chip, why is that piece of pallet still there? They'll get back in there and they'll take it out. I understand they've got to line the trucks and they've got to do a good job. I get all that. But if you can do a job, do it right. So now at Prime, because it's the first time it's happened to me, I got to go every time I go to Prime, whether it's Springfield, Utah, or Pittston, my home base. When I go for a wash up, now I got to walk back there and I got to make sure it's clean because the trust has been broken. Don't trust nobody anymore. Same thing with any relationships you have in life. Once the trust is broken, it's a bitch to get it back because all it takes is one time. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Thanks for stopping by BigH Trucking. Guys and gals, you're coming into a great industry at the end of the day. There's a lot of things happening in this country right now that are not for the best for most people. Companies are starting to lay off. The value of the dollar is diminishing. Interest rates are going up. Assets are being smacked. Housing is going to come down. You want to come into a career that it's not perfect, never will be perfect, but it's kind of recession proof. It's kind of economic proof because we deliver food. People need food to live. You're making the right choice. There's really, honestly, there's good money. Prime is a good company, not perfect. I just gave you an example of what goes on, but hey, listen, I'm not gonna blame Prime. It's not Prime's fault. Shit happens. So anyway, it's a good time to come to Prime. Prime's the largest refrigerated carrier in the country. 8,000 plus trucks. Solid companies that are mega companies. They've got contracts with. You will make money if you organize your time correctly. Have a good working relationship with your fleet manager. You will make money. BigH Trucking is on out. Peace.